And thank you for joining us on TVC News. We begin with the Socioeconomic Rights and Accountability Project, SERAP, issuing a 48-hour ultimatum to the federal government to unblock millions of unregistered lines. Just last week, the federal government directed telecommunication companies in the country to bar all outgoing calls on unlimited lines or unlinked lines from Monday, April the 4th, 2022. Now, these are subscriber identity modules or SIM cards not yet registered and linked with the national identification number by users. But reacting to the ban in a statement issued on Sunday, SERAP asked President Muhammadu Buhari to, quote, direct the Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Issa Pantami, and the Nigerian Communications Commission, the NCC, to immediately reverse the decision, which affects over 72 million active telecommunication subscribers. The group says an immediate reversal of the decision would be in conformity with the Nigerian Constitution of 1999 as amended and Nigeria's international human rights obligations, adding that a reversal of the decision would also improve the confidence of the international community in human rights and the rule of law in Nigeria. Moving on to other developments now, the youth in Osun State have again called on government at all levels to prioritize the inclusion in leadership and governance as a means of putting the country on the right path for the unborn generation. Now, this was brought to the fore at a conference organized by the youth in Osogbo, the Osun State capital. We have details in this report.
Crime rate among Nigerian youths has assumed a worrisome dimension, especially in the last few years. It has become a threat to the economic, political, and social security of Nigeria. The nature of these crimes include armed robbery, murder, rape, bribery and corruption, gambling, smuggling, kidnapping, drug trafficking, internet scam, advance fee fraud, ritual killings, among others. This, no doubt, has placed more burden on both the security operatives and the judiciary. Addressing the challenges brings about this conference with the theme Youth Inclusiveness, Leadership, Security, and Employability.
And as the future of the country, we can't fold our hands when our future continues getting damaged the way it is. We need to call ourselves to engage each other on a way out.
It is just and right for the government and the society to include them in the affairs of the society. Again, we also want to make sure that we use a conference like this to talk to ourselves, different ways of having engagement in terms of employment, because the ideal hand is the devil's workshop.
The Osun State governorship election and the 2023 general elections are drawing closer, and the youth have resolved not to be used to cause political unrest.
Unlike taking laws into our hands, we have decided to take leadership into our hands. We have decided to come around to discuss about policies that affect us directly. We have come together to discuss about leadership. We have come around to discuss about enhanced democratic practices and, of course, employability.
We need to change the orientations that our elders used to have about us. That youth are this negatively, you got that negatively. If you consider the numbers of youth that are there today, you know that there are still numerous numbers of youth who want good change and who are ready to make that change effective.
If you are a young person, which we advocate at every point in time, at the local government, at the state, at the national level, young people should hold the mantle of leadership.
They are appreciative of the Osun State government's initiatives in the area of youth-driven policies. It is the first time the groups will come under an umbrella to organize such a program. Rafiu Hamid, TVC News, Osogbo.
And the President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, is appealing to government at all levels to be proactive in preventing drug and substance abuse among the youth. He made the appeal at the foundation-laying ceremony of the Drug and Substance Abuse Rehabilitation Center, domiciled in the Federal Neuropsychiatric Hospital in Budo Egba, Kwara State. Correspondent Ibrahim Malege reports.
Buduegba in Asa local government area of Kwara State is a rural community. Today, it placed host to the Federal Neuropsychiatric Hospital. The President of the Senate, Senator Ahmed Lawan, leads other dignitaries to the foundation laying of the hospital's Drug and Substance Abuse Rehabilitation Center. The Senate President agrees that the country is challenged by drug and substance abuse and urgent steps need to be taken.
To appeal to all of us in leadership positions at all levels of government, federal, state, and local government, to ensure that we are proactive, that we make it difficult for drugs and substances to be available for them to be abused, that we protect our youth.
Don't smoke, don't take marijuana, that's cannabis, don't use other substances of abuse that can damage the brain and precipitate mental health condition. If there's an infection, that should be in childhood, that should be promptly treated. There's infection later in life, that should be promptly treated.
The President of the Senate also inaugurated the Idison Comprehensive Health Center in Ilorin South local government. The health center is expected to cater for the health needs of the residents and travelers along the Ilorin-Jeba Federal Highway. The two health centers were facilitated by the senator representing Kwara Central and the chairman Senate Committee on Health, Ibrahim Eliriegbe.
At the last federal General Secretary, no central had none. All other zone has. Our representative has not found it working. So, Mr. President, Your Excellency Governors, our royal fathers, all the elites here, I'm using this opportunity to say that we need to put all this into fruition. As such, I'm representing myself to contest and to be your servant for another 4 years.
Apart from providing medical services to residents of the immediate community, the Federal Neuropsychiatric Hospital, Buduegba, Kwara State, is also expected to provide specialized medical services to residents of neighboring states in the North Central and Southwest. Ibrahim Alige, TVC News, Buduegba, Kwara State.
To Delta State now, where the government says the established viable partnership with the Federal Road Safety Commission over the years has helped the agency in the implementation of its 6-point approach to curbing road accidents. Secretary to the state government, Patrick Oka, revealed this during the visit of staff and students of the Senior Course 1 of the Federal Road Safety Corps Command and Staff College in Udi, Enugu State, who are currently on a study tour of Delta State.
Welcoming the visiting staff and students of Senior Course 1 to his office, Secretary to the government says Delta State government has exemplified the spirit of cooperation for development and offered tremendous support for the smooth operations of the Corps in the state. Areas of collaboration include building and equipping of a befitting office accommodation for the state sector commander in Asaba and provision of vehicles for enhanced operations.
The theme of your study tour, Enhancing Road Partnership for Innovative Intervention, is quite apt as the nation is grappling with high rate of road crashes in the country. It is therefore important for all stakeholders to join hands in this noble effort aimed at reversing the trend. It is from this perspective that your study tour would provide a veritable platform for providing solutions to these threats on our roads.
The commandant of the visiting college, who led the team, acknowledged the effort of the Delta State government in enhancing FROSC road safety intervention, which necessitated the choice of Delta State for the study tour.
Road safety is a shared responsibility, and every year 1.3 million people are being killed on the world roads, not because of fighting communal crisis, not because of war or diseases, but avoidable road traffic crashes. So we believe quite well that if this collaboration between states and FRSC, between the stakeholders in each state of the Federation, we can collectively bring down the rates of crashes in each states.
The state government later organized a dinner party for the visiting Senior Course 1 participants at the Unity Hall in Government House, Asaba. Ikenna Amage, TVC News, Asaba.
Thanks a lot for staying with TV's News. In Niger State, the government says it is optimistic that every part of the state will be fully secured before the forthcoming housing and population census. The Deputy Governor Ahmed Ketso made this known while receiving the leadership of the National Population Commission at the Government House in Minna. Chinemi Bami reports.
Few months to the commencement of the National Population Census in May, the security situation in some parts of the country is still a major concern. This poses a threat to enumerators who would have to access these troubled areas. But the Commission says it is working out a tenable solution through the use of digital enumeration. To this end, Chairman of the National Population Commission pays a courtesy call on the Niger State government and meets with the Deputy Governor Ahmed Ketso. He discloses that of the 774 local government areas in Nigeria, 772 has been demarcated with the exception of Abadan in Borno State and Bernagwari in Kaduna State. The Niger State Deputy Governor Ahmed Ketso, who receives delegation on behalf of the governor, pledges the support of the state in ensuring a successful enumeration exercise in the state.
What will happen to those areas where we are having security challenges? Because there are some certain areas that we as a government will not advise you to go. So, but maybe through the collaboration, we will have to find a solution on how we are going to adopt a kind of approach to those areas, because it's very important to us.
For your continuous support in the following areas: 1. Sensitization and mobilization of the populace at the local government level, upscaling the provision of security for the safety of our personnel and materials, and the provision of accommodation and logistics to our field staff.
Part of the challenges that might confront the Commission in the forthcoming housing and population census is the issue of insecurity bedeviling some parts of the state. But the government is optimistic that before the exercise commences, security would have been restored in these areas. Chinemi Bami, TVC News, Minna.
And in Abuja, the International Institute of Tropical Agriculture is working with the Nigeria Agribusiness Group on research solutions and technologies for agricultural development. They are hopeful this will drive agribusiness growth and enhance food security in the country. Lara Afolayo reports.
The Russia-Ukraine war came with worries of a looming scarcity of wheat used in the production of many of Nigeria's staples, such as bread. The implication was an imminent rise in the cost of such commodities.
Even after the discussion,
this meeting is to help begin a pact between the International Institute of Tropical Agriculture, IITA, and the Nigerian Agribusiness Group on how Nigeria can improve on the production of several agricultural crops across their value chains. This is particularly surprising in parts of the world where the country heavily imports from at the moment would be inconsequential amid uncountable benefits for Nigeria.
Local production to some of those shortfalls. For instance, we take about 11% of wheat from Russia and Ukraine together as a nation, and our annual wheat demand is around 6 million.
IITA does the research, then they get people to commercialize it under the advice, supervision of IITA. Those people, when they commercialize it, they become a business. They will not produce enough for the farmer.
The International Institute of Tropical Agriculture, IITA, has existed in Nigeria for decades, carrying out studies geared towards offering solutions to agricultural limitations. The agribusiness professionals are seeking its buy-in as regards putting into productive use the solutions from its findings.
And we shall challenge the state governments, because there is no farm that exists at the moment does not exist in the local government. So the local governments themselves will now compete to bring their people together, and we shall work with them to make sure that the knowledge that IITA has brought here will be made available to them.
The essence here is how do we ramp up production? IITA over the years has developed modern best bet technologies and practices that we can actually scale up.
A memorandum of understanding was also signed between the IITA and the Agribusiness Group in a bid to help the country upscale its agricultural technologies towards actualizing its agricultural transformation objectives. Lara Folayan, TVC News, Abuja.
Outside Nigeria now, in Pakistan, Prime Minister Imran Khan has been ousted from power after losing a no-confidence vote in his leadership. The vote was held after opposition parties brought a motion against him following days of drama. The vote makes Mr. Khan the first Pakistani Prime Minister to be ousted by a no-confidence motion, with opposition parties securing 174 votes in the 342-member House in support of the no-confidence motion. The motion was first brought last week, but the former cricket star blocked it by dissolving Parliament. Sunday's vote took place after the country's Supreme Court ruled in favor of opposition parties, saying Mr. Khan had acted unconstitutionally. Opposition leader Shehbaz Sharif, who is expected to be chosen as the new prime minister on Monday, says Pakistan and its parliament were, quote, finally freed from a serious crisis, added in a tweet congratulating the Pakistani nation on a new dawn. He says, if voted in by parliament, Mr. Sharif, a longtime rival of Mr. Khan and brother of former three-time Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif, will be able to hold power until October 2023, when the next election is due to be held.